Technology firm. Your next video wall is powered by Sound and Communications. SoundcomAV.com. They are the best in the business. Video walls powered by Sound and Communications. SoundcomAV.com. We're live in the Bank Plus studio. We welcome in Mike Detillier, Saints LSU Insider, WWL Radio TV New Orleans. He joins us on the Farm Bureau Insurance Guest Line, and you're listening to 105.9 The Zone ESPN. Mike, what's the latest on Taysom Hill's health?
We saw him for the first time in the off season at the mini camp sessions. He was not doing any work, but that's some optimism that somewhere during the season that Taysom Hill could rejoin the Saints. But first time we saw him was actually last week. He was standing up and started moving around. So not a lot of words, and you're not going to hear it from Taysom. He ain't going to say anything. But there is some hope in the organization that somewhere during the season that he will be able to rejoin the team.
Okay. How much gas? Let's just say he gets to that place, Mike D. Obviously, Sean did an amazing job squeezing everything you could out of Taysom Hill. And Kellen's, we know, or we believe, is very, very innovative. How much gas is left in the tank for Taysom Hill if he can get there?
It's a major knee injury that he suffered. So the part about how much would be kind of conduit to how, well he can come off that major knee injury. So I think he still has gas left in the tank, football-wise. But, he's a guy that's always had that part to him, that because of the way he plays, that he's going to have some downtime because of injury. But the knee injury he sustained was a major one. And so we'll just have to see exactly how it goes. But if anybody can come back from it, it's him. I know he has said numerous times, I want to continue to play. I want to play this game. He enjoys it like no other. But, Bo, to see him in a locker room after a game is unbelievable. He is as beat up, bruised, black and blue as you will ever see a player in the NFL. It's just the way he plays. And so he's taken a lot of shots along the way. So we'll have to see. I know Kellen Moore has talked about love to have him back out on the field because he knows what type of weapon he is. And Drew Brees brought this up a couple times with us in interviews we've had with him this offseason, in that when he's in the lineup, because he said, I've seen that look that from defensive players, what's going to happen next? Because you're not sure if he's going to play running back, if he's going to play tight end, if he's going to play quarterback, is he going to run the football out of that, that quarterback run setup, or could he throw the ball out of that? And he said that part is really, unless you're out on the field, you don't realize what type of effect he has. Because there is a lot of uncertainty of what he can do, when he's out there on the field. And he's somebody that is difficult to game plan for in a lot of ways.
He really is. We're talking Taysom Hill with Mike Detillier. I feel like he's been at the Saints for 15 years.
Can you compare him to anybody else in the NFL today?
No.
That shows you how unique he is. And you can't compare him to anyone else in the NFL. And you think about it throughout the years, over the last, say, 10, 15 years, even 25 years. There's nobody like him that can do all of those things. And Drew has a good point about that. That even if he's not involved in a play, he affects defensively your mindset of what is he going to do, and he sets things up for other players.
Yeah. So, do you believe he's going to? I mean, this is a bad injury at 34.
Yes, it is.
But now, what they can do as far as orthopedic surgeons and physical therapy this day and age is simply remarkable. And these guys are world-class athletes. I mean, what have you heard maybe behind the scene? I mean, do you believe he can get this done, or are you looking at this, Mike, saying, I don't think it's going to happen? Which way are you going here, Mike?
I think he is going to give this every shot he can. And he's remarkable as an athlete.
Yeah.
He's one of the best overall athletes that has ever put on that black and gold uniform. And so I know he's going to give it everything he has. Will he be there game one? I would say probably not. But will he be there game 6 or 8? I think there's a possibility of that.
Okay.
I really think he wants to show that he can come back from this. And he's a big cog in the lineup if they can get him back, especially for a team that, boy, to be honest, they limited with the amount of, you want to call, skilled people that can make a difference out on the field. Yeah, Alvin Kamara can do that. Rashid Shaheed certainly has the speed to do it. Chris Olave's I think he's a good to very good receiver in the NFL, but they don't have a lot of weapons out there. He brings you that to the table as a runner and a receiver.
Okay. I wonder how much more Alvin's got left in the tank, Mike D. Couple more years?
Good to me. I'll be honest with you. I think a couple years back when, he had a lawsuit, things off the field, he didn't quite look the same. And that was certainly you understand the distractions part of it and self-inflicted on that part. But I think he's a guy that has some gas left in the tank. He's unique as a runner and a receiver because of his make-you-miss skills in front of people. That is a talent that's a real big plus for him. And I think he still has a couple years that he can still play at a very high level.
Okay. All right.
But, they don't have a lot of depth at running back, and it's a lot of I don't know. Because Kendra Miller, they used a third-round pick for him from TCU. He's done absolutely nothing other than watch. He hadn't played much. They went out and, signed a veteran in Cam Akers, a guy, y'all familiar with. He's from the Mississippi area.
Oh, yeah, right here. Clinton.
He was, man, when you think back in high school, I think maybe other than
Marcus Dupree.
I don't know of another guy that was as highly recruited as he was. I know at that time, Coach Miles thought he had him going to LSU. And then at the last minute, he goes to Florida State. But, he's also had some Achilles injuries that has sort of put him on the shelf a little bit. But they were able to go out and sign him. And they used their draft choice on Devin Neal, who was a workhorse runner at University of Kansas. So there's some folks there in the backfield now. Which will break through remains to be seen. And then not even talking about Taysom Hill, because he's part of that mix.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Cam Akers was a great player for Clinton, led them to the state championship. And Tim Brewster, give him credit at Florida State. He told me he was going to sign him. I did not believe that he would beat Freeze or Miles out. And he did. He said, Bo, we had the parents the whole time. I was like, unbelievable. Mike Detillier, WWL Radio TV New Orleans. He joins us on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. Okay, so Taysom Hill, that's touch and go. I don't know how much confidence I have, but I sure hope the young man can come back and play maybe another year or two. Cam Akers, healthy, gas in the tank. He's probably got two more years at a nice level. Mike D, how do you see that?
Yeah, I agree with you. If he's healthy, the Achilles injuries have been the negative with him. He was at the mini camp sessions. He looked quick. He caught the ball really well coming out the backfield, which we knew he could do. Again, the system's not going to be that difficult for him to pick up. But you can see that, they had people there that in the organization that really liked him.
Good.
And they wanted him on this football team and felt he was healthy enough that he could help them. But in the little bit we were able to see, he really looked good catching the ball and also as a runner between the tackles. And I sort of forgot about it, but another guy that's in that mix too, Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Oh,
the former LSU running back is in that mix too at running back. Clyde got cut loose by the Chiefs, and then they were able to pick him up. And Clyde's real focused, and he's ready to give this a go. And I know how much he meant to that 2019 LSU national championship team. And all you got to do is talk to Joe Burrow. Joe's first one who brought it up that, man, we not at this point without Clyde because of how good of a runner he is. He was a great receiver coming out of the backfield. But even better for Joe, and Joe brought it up to me numerous times, how well he could pass protect. And he was like, okay, Clyde's 5'8". So you get a guy, he's got a little delay blitz from inside. And, man, he said, I can see him coming at me. And all of a sudden, you see Clyde catch him low. And Joe used that term. He wheelbarreled him. He catches him low. He's like, like somebody dumps a wheelbarrow with dirt. He just dumped him right in front of him. So, but, Saints do have some people there at that running back position, but I sort of forgot about Clyde until we started talking. But him and Cam Akers. So that's a pretty crowded running back room. But you got to remember, last year the Eagles ran the football more than any other team in the National Football League, and it's a big reason for that success. Their offensive line is the best in the business, and you also have Jalen Hurts, who has that ability that he can take off running with the football. And Bo, in a crazy stat, and I don't remember this in the Super Bowl era, is that the Eagles ran the football more than any other team in the NFL, and they threw it to less.
Mm-hmm.
And they won the Super Bowl.
Gosh,
the least amount. And we got Saquon and got that offensive line, man. I'd sort of repeat that. If Saquon can hold up, I'd sort of repeat that.
Man, that kid, unreal. Mike Detillier, NFL Insider, on the Out of Bounds Show, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. Mike D, how's Deuce doing?
Deuce doing great. We got to spend some time with him last week, and his son, tremendous basketball player as a freshman.
Oh, cool.
They won the state championship, and he was the MVP of the tournament.
That's awesome.
Deuce's son, and he a really tremendous basketball player, because he would always tell me about events. So, Mike, I might be a little bit late coming in if we have a remote, because my son's got a basketball tournament, and he maybe show up maybe 5 minutes afterwards, but his son's a tremendous basketball player at Newman, and they ended up winning the state championship, and Deuce's son was the MVP. So he got another one there. We were laughing because during Super Bowl week, Lee Steinberg, he comes in and we talk, and he was like, the last time I was in Mississippi, was to try to recruit Deuce McAllister. I wanted to be his agent. And Lee Steinberg, for people that, that's how they made the movie, Jerry Maguire.
Yes.
It's loosely based on Lee Steinberg's life. And so he was like, I'm involved now with, football, basketball, baseball players. But then he made the comment, Deuce, I'll be honest with you, that was the last time I ever was in Mississippi, was trying to recruit Deuce, to sign on with him.
Wow.
So I told him, well, Deuce has got a son. Maybe you can come back to Mississippi now.
All right, so
and Lee, he's something, man. He's got great stories, and he's just a super guy to get on there. We've had him on numerous times. And he always has something new, and man, he lived a wild life. But he told about how he couldn't get Deuce to sign on with him, and he didn't have what kind of all the stuff that Deuce was looking for from a marketing standpoint and everything else at that time. And Lee's life had kind of spiraled a little bit, sort of, I should not say out of control, but it wasn't in a good spot. He also had Peyton Manning, and then the Mannings went a different way with it. But Lee is a great storyteller.
wow. Mike Detillier, WWL Radio TV New Orleans. He joins us on the Out of Bounds show. Your next video wall for your business or school, powered by Sound and Communications. Mike D was talking about Deuce McAllister's son. So he's at Newman where the Mannings went?
Yep.
That's so
Sure
cool. And they won it. So Deuce's
They won the
son
state championship.
was a ninth grader, I guess, and he was the MVP?
Yeah, ninth grader. And he's always been this elite basketball player.
Awesome.
Deuce has never talked about, how good he was, but other people sort of around that world of basketball always said, man, every time he's on the court, he's the best basketball player there is out there. And so that didn't surprise me. He would start on a team that was very talented, and he sort of took over. He became the alpha for that team.
Wow. Freshman MVP. Yep. That's so cool. Deuce McAllister's son will be, sounds like he'll be highly recruited out of Newman. And
I would think he will. I would think